Oh hey guys, so today I'm going to make a hard lemonade and then a hard cranberry. These are just normal, what you would get in a store, Walmart, anywhere carries these, just lemonade concentrate, and make some hard lemonade out of them. Okay, so now what I've got here is just some water. I'm just going to quickly heat up. Just bring it up to temperature and get these things, those frozen concentrates, just going to help me get going here before we put them in the primary. You see my little brewing counter. My setup is actually a garage that I had converted into my brew center. It's a 24 by 26 brew center over there. I got lots of stuff in the works here. That's my water reservoir. Those are water that I haul from town. I live on an acreage, so my water is not the best, but so I came out with this system here to help help with my water for brewing beers and whatnot. So here I have the cream ale in here. This one is a what they call Pearlicious. Haven't tried that one. Really interested in learning more on that. I'm trying it out. I hear good reviews about it. And over here, I'm getting some of my stuff out of the way. I have a couple beers. Now we made some nice cozies for our carboys and keeps it light. This one is just a Mexican cerveza style, I guess like your Corona style beer. And this one is an all green double chocolate brown ale. Just something we tossed together. So far it's good. We're just about fermenting. Just about ready to keg this one. And this one here still got a little bit of time to work yet. It's got a few days. So yeah, that's about it. And I'll be back in a few minutes showing you what we're doing from here. Thank you. Oh, hey guys, back here again. So, anyways, there's my lemonade concentrate. We're making some hard lemonade, and 1 kilo of sugar. Now I'm using corn sugar. I'm just going to use this to bump the alcohol. Now I had watched a video on YouTube a day or two ago about making hard lemonade. I believe it was Steve. I can't remember, Steve somebody, but he had put in 12 of these, 12 concentrates, and he found it had stalled his yeast fermentation. So I'm going to go ahead and stick with the 10, see where we get. I'm going to use the sugar to bump the alcohol. Hopefully this works out. And the extra 2 I'll either use 1 or 2 to back sweeten, if necessary. If not, well, the kids love lemonade anyhow. And then we'll step over to the cranberry later. But let's go check on our water. So here's my little setup with my propane tank, and I'm doing this in the garage, I know. My keg. Just my water. So I'm just going to go ahead. We're going to add this sugar in. Let that mix in. Again, I'm going for a higher alcohol content. A kilo, I believe, works out to be about 4 cups of sugar. And I want to end up with, like an 8.5, 9% on the alcohol-wise, right? I think that'll make a relatively good, hard lemonade. And I'm just going to bring this up just enough temperature to warm it up, melt that so I can get this yeast going right away on this. Yeah, pretty straightforward stuff, I do believe. So let's start dumping in some of these, opening some of these cans of frozen concentrate and getting them in and getting this working here really well. So here we go. Here's our 10 of these frozen concentrate lemonade. And we're just going to add these into our warm water bath. Get them soaked up. Get them mixed in there well. Blend it well, and then from there we're going to get into a primary. So I'm not going to have you sit by and watch me dump 10 of these in. So we'll check back in a minute or two. Okay, so we're emptied 10 of them in our little get up brew pot here. Now the reason I'm using this is just to help me dissolve these contents, and I won't bring this to a boil. I'll just bring this up at temperature to, you know, 140, 150, because my brew water is actually a little on the cold side. So when I put that in primary, it should even things out fairly well for pitching, right? So that will help our yeast get going and get this batch going, because I'd really like to have this out before Christmas. It's December here already in Alberta, and it's pretty cold outside. We're about minus 19 Celsius. And just so you guys know, this is my first video of any sort, so bear with me. I do have lots of brewing experience, just not much on the video side. I'm going to give a shout out to Craig from CraigTube. He's really the guy who inspired me here to get going on the beer. I've been brewing wine for about 12 years, and over those 12 years, like, as you can tell, I've gathered quite the amount of equipment, and kegging equipment, to several CO2 tanks, fridge for hops and yeast, 12, 14 carboys, just lots, and you know, and I really enjoy brewing. But yeah, that's about it, guys, and I'll come back when we're getting ready to pitch this and mix all this stuff together and see how everything tastes, and then we're going to move on to cranberry. Not sure if you can see that. I'm just doing this quick video with my iPhone, but that's cranberry. Same thing. I'm going to make it the same way, leave two behind. Oh, there goes my heater. But, yeah. Alright, guys. Cheers, and I'll be back in a few minutes. Okay, guys, so we got to the primary. Just going to do a quick hydrometer reading to see where we sit. Take a temperature. Just so you know, I did have to add, I did one hydrometer reading already, and we were sitting at about 1040. I want to be about 1070, 1080. I want to get around that 8-9% mark, right? And for that, well, we got to add more sugar. We're at just about 10, we're 1055, 1060. So we're going to go ahead, add one more kilo of sugar. That'll be 3 kilos of sugar. And I hope it doesn't make this too dry, but it may be. Well, yeah, it's our first go. And see how this turns out in a couple of weeks, and I'll do a follow-up video and let you guys know. And again, we're going to use these guys to back sweeten and give us more flavor on the back end once our must has fermented out. So I'm just going to add 1 more kilo of sugar, and we'll do another reading and see where we get. Okay. Oh, and I did add yeast nutrients, and everything has been sterilized. And my water, I'm not sure, it does have chlorine because it does come from the city. I always add this pH stabilizer in whatever I do, beer, wine. Well, I just believe in following a good practice and keep it. And I haven't had nothing fail me yet, so fingers crossed, toes, eyes all crossed that this turns out good. And I'll be back in a second. We'll do another reading and get ready to pitch our yeast. So here is our kilo of sugar. I'm not sure if you can see that. That's a kilo, and that's corn sugar. So it's dextrose. It's supposed to be the really good stuff, but I believe any sugar would work. Old school style, yes. We make it with just plain white, like a table sugar, and that'll also ferment out too. This here, I think, just makes it easier, less stress on the yeast to get a more full fermentation from our must. So I'm going to go ahead, add this in, and then we're going to give her a stir. That's in. Got her stirring apparatus. This comes out, and quick stir. To get everything well dissolved, just stir it for a minute or two. Get everything dissolved, and then we're going to take our readings. Let's see where we are before we just pitch our yeast. Again, guys, this is very, very straightforward. I had to run into town today, so I just picked up some frozen concentrate. I've seen the idea on YouTube from Steve somebody. He's out of Halifax. I can't remember his name, but thanks for the idea, Steve. sort of friends and myself are going to enjoy this here over Christmas. And I mean, hey, I don't think I've had a bad one turn out yet, but when it does turn out, that I don't like, I just, normally I just toss it together and add in a bottle of pop, and I'll semi-freeze it and make like a slush out of it. So I really haven't had anything go wrong yet in the brewing and all the stuff we've brewed. So let's call that good for the mix. Now, I'm not sure if I should carbonate this or just leave it flat. Any suggestions would be greatly appreciated, and I'm more than welcome to hear what or read any comments you guys or suggestions. By all means, for that. I'm just gonna get my trusty spoon over here again. I gotta clean up my mess. See. But I believe if we back sweeten these things, and I think back sweetening it is probably the key here to get a good full flavor out of this hard lemonade. I didn't want to put in 12 of them. Again, I'm really concerned about the yeast not getting to its full potential and doing its job like it should, even though we do have yeast nutrients in there. I think if we did back sweeten, it's going to add a bit more complexity to it, and I think it's going to round this out really nice. So let's see where we get here for a reading. Da, 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 da. So this is 3 kgs of sugar. I want to hit that 1070-ish mark. Oh, and I believe we got it. That's 3 kgs of sugar. And that's going to be right around where we want. Because if we finish up, let's say, a 1010-ish or so, we should be sitting about 8.5%, which I think is a nice, comfortable drinking beverage. And you don't want it too strong because it's going to get too dry on you. But oh, sorry. Again, my first video. I'm not a videographer by no means, but hopefully you guys can see and get some ideas, or worst case, give me some inputs, or you might call me a little crazy at times, but I'm going to be posting a few more videos here. So we're right about the 1070, about 1068. I'm going to call that happy. I don't want to sweeten this up too much and end up with a potentially dry. I would add another one, but I'm going to wing it at this, and we're about that's about a 1060. I call that 1070. That's 1070. So again, how we figure out our alcohol content, and I'm not sure if any of you watchers or if anybody's going to watch this video, I hope you do, for figuring out your content, alcohol content, you take your starting gravity, your SG, and you subtract your final gravity. So if we had a 1070, but take out the decimal points. So don't call it a 1.070, it's 1070. Subtract 1010, leaves you with 60. Divide that by 7.46. That's going to give you a number of 6, 7, 8, whatever it is, and you add 0.5. And that'll almost put you bang on for pretty much all of your brewing that I've found anyway. Beers, wines. I mean, I even double checked my numbers with a vinometer for the wines, and it's within literally it's within 0.25%. So I mean, the number is very good for your ABV, your alcohol by volume, and that's what you want to figure. If you want to figure out how strong it is, again, starting gravity, take out the decimal, starting gravity minus your final gravity, divide by 7.46, and add 0.5, and that'll give you your alcohol by volume. I'll put the formula up with this video, and so guys, I'm just going to go ahead and get ready to pitch the yeast. And again, I'm going to use a Lalvin EC1118. It's like a champagne yeast, wine yeast. I'm just going to pitch that in, give it a spin, and check on this in a few days and see how it's doing. I'll do a follow-up on it as well. So thanks. I'll just add a little thing on the back end as we check on this and see how it's going, and get it to our carboys. And I'll do a follow-up. So thanks guys. Cheers. And stay happy and keep brewing. Thanks.